and welcome to Design or Design. My name is Maria and today I'm super excited because we're entering the best season for fashion and it's fall winter season. The time where it's okay to dress like a witch and it's appropriate. There is no hunting of witches anymore, so that's good too. Today we're going to be talking about color trends for fall winter 2021 2022. Yeah, every time it just takes me so long to process. Where did I get this information? It's the Pantone colors. They did it for the New York Fashion Week, but then I saw some similarities for the other fashion weeks, as you're going to see right now. So let's just start with the main colors of the year. Usually it's one, but this year we have two. Illuminating. It's a really bright yellow color, if you don't have eyeballs and you don't see what I'm showing you right here. The Pantone swatch description is friendly and joyful, an optimistic yellow, offering promise of a sunny day. So we do see a lot of it on the runways, just like as small runways as well as larger ones like Dolce & Gabbana. We've seen this in Zimmermann, Prada, and a few more. So I'm not usually the biggest fan of such an intense yellow because it is sometimes difficult to match to a skin tone, but people who found that that's their color love it anyways. So the next color of the year is the ultimate gray. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I've been watching a lot of like home design videos, and usually design and fashion, like any trends, kind of go hand in hand. And whenever Pantone like tells us that, oh, this is going to be a brand new like awesome color, a lot of places follow that and sales skyrocket whenever those colors are present. But in all of the videos that I've been watching about home design, they were all saying that everybody's going away from all gray. Everybody's like fed up with it because it was overpopularized. And right now they're looking for something more warmer. So maybe fashion and home design have decided to separate their ways, at least for this year. I don't know, but it was very interesting for me. So the way they decided to describe this gray color was a widely assuring and reliable. Ultimate gray encourages composure. Okay. We do see this color is more like I wouldn't want to say basic color, but it is. And we see some of the designers pairing it with that intense yellow color, but then some just having that subtle color. It was a little bit difficult for me to like pinpoint those gray moments just because they're a little bit boring for me. And I was like, So yeah, here we go. This is all the examples that I found. So this brings us into more of neutral, I don't want to say neutral, like natural colors, like browns. Basically browns. All right, the first one is the Adobe. I don't know why it's called like that, but the way Pantone described it is a warm and supportive sun-dried clay. Okay, so it's more of a warmer tone brown, which would be great with a warmer skin tone people, or neutral, of course. I don't know. Am I a fan of this color? Don't know. There's quite a few. So like the 70s trends, I guess. It's like the corduroy and that brown, you know, like I think you have a feel for it now that I've mentioned the 70s. It's kind of that, like maybe 60s, 70s. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. So we have another brown, and this time it's the root beer, which is described as an herbal brown tone, symbolic of a root bark of the sassafras tree. I don't know what that tree is, but we'll see. I never knew that the roots had bark. Okay, learning something new every day. Once again, we see this brown basically just as much as we see the Adobe brown, a lot of it on the runways. I don't know, is it the new black? Don't think so. There's lots of black on there too, but for some reason, black is barely mentioned ever on the trends because I guess it's always trendy. Okay, so the next one is the soybean, and this is very neutral, very light beige, mild and companionable blonde beige. So yeah, the color is a little bit blah, but it is one of those staple kind of colors that won't particularly go out of style just because it's so subtle, and yeah, it's just nice and natural. And we do see a lot of that color in Fendi show. We also see it just like here and there. It's kind of not an off-white, but more of a beige color.
Any ideas?
And an off-white color, surprise, surprise. We have coconut cream as that off color. It is described as thick and rich, velvety white. We see this color a lot in Chloe. There is some of it in Fendi. There were it's like a little bit pops here and there in different shows. Once again, not a pure white, but just a little bit like softer. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. We finally reached actual colors, and the first one that I would like to talk about is the reds, Firewhirl. So how the Pantone described it as vigorous red with a dynamic presence. I need to talk about a little bit about lighting. Yes, of course, I'm picking things up from the runways, and sometimes the lighting changes the color dramatically. We can see this in a Givenchy post right here, where when the lighting is changed, like the two different cameras what were filming it first seemed like it's like a magenta red, and then it went into a different light, and then it became like a red, like the Firewhirl, I guess. And we see a lot of that with the whites too. The colors don't have to be exactly the same, and you need to think about your color complexion, what works for you, what doesn't. Maybe sometimes substitute one color for a more like a cooler one, or for more of a hotter one, depending on what looks best on you. So let's talk about the red one. I love it. I do. I love the red, and yeah, that's a really good color for any season, in my opinion. Okay, so the next one, I've just briefly mentioned it, the Fuchsia Fedora. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but yes, it's that really intense, like almost magenta, pink, red, and it has been described as flirtatious, bold, pink with allure. Yeah, and it's mostly for the cooler tone people. If you guys don't know what color tone is your skin tone, yes, then you can go ahead and check out a video that I made. I'm gonna be warning you, that's one of my first videos, so it's gonna be a little bit choppy, a little bit but you will definitely find out what is your color undertone. So we've seen this crazy bright pink, and like mostly Dolce & Gabbana had a lot of those intense colors. We also see it in Versace. Chanel also had a few of those. Okay, let's move on to the next one, Pale Rosette, and it has been described as an endearing and gentle romantic pink, which is very nice for any complexion, in my opinion. I really like it. It's very soft and subtle. It's a surprise that it is in the fall winter kind of collection. It is usually kind of a color associated with a spring summer, but it's nice to have some variety. Maybe that was because the market is divided into two hemispheres, so when the northern hemisphere have winter and fall, the southern hemisphere also have those seasons, but they're the warmer ones. So we see this color in Moschino, we see it in Carolina Herrera, and Chanel, and a few more places. If you're enjoying this content so far, please consider to like this video and subscribe to this channel, as this will help my content be pushed a little bit by the algorithm, and maybe somebody else will get a chance to view it. Thanks. All right, let's get into the greens. The first one is a leprechaun. Yes, the way that Pantone described it as wondrous green hue, emblematic of the mythical imps featured in the Irish folklore. This is a green that would work more with a cooler tone skin, and we once again see it in a lot of places. We see it in Prada, we see it in Dolce & Gabbana and MSGM Philosophy. Yeah, quite a popular color. Alright, so the next one is the olive branch, and it is a happy color for all of the warmer tone people. If in case you're neutral and you're like, why aren't you talking about me? Neutral colors can go with any color, so basically just pick and choose. But unfortunately for people that, like for instance, I'm a more of a warmer tone color, I need to see if that works for my tone. If it doesn't, it might make me look worse than I already am. So the olive branch is described as a tasteful green symbolic of growth. We all need that sometimes. And we see it in a Dior show. We also, like, it's one of the most popular colors, in my opinion, that I've seen on the runways. We see it in Max Mara, Sport Max, Balmain, Simon Rocha, and quite a lot of other shows too. Alright, you guys, let's get into the blues. So let's get started with the Rodonte, and it is described as a balancing blue-based purple that aids in achieving one's highest potential. So for me, it just looks like a really dark blue color. Not a lot of purple in there. Like, I don't see it, honestly. I did have some trouble finding it on the runways for some reason, but I did anyway. So you are seeing which runways have had that color. Let's move on to the next blue. It is Mykonos blue. Yeah, just please don't hate me for mispronouncing all these names. Okay, so it was described as a brisk blue evocative of the Aegean Sea, and it is kind of one of the major blues. We will see another blue just a little bit from now, and seems like two different hues of the same color. But apparently it's not. Anyways, so the next one is the Spring Lake. A quiet and restful mid-tone blue, and this blue would probably be the only one out of the previous two that would work for the warmer skin tone, just because it feels like there's like a little bit of green in there, which makes it a little bit more warmer than like colder. So yes, once again, we see this color in many runways, and once again with the lighting, sometimes it looked more like the previous blue that I mentioned or the Spring Lake blue. Another color that was not present in that kind of list of colors was kind of this Corcus petal. It was there in a few seasons ago, but it's kind of this, not a lavender color, but like a nice light purple color. I don't have a swatch for it because it wasn't there. And we see this color in Chanel, in Miu Miu, in Oscar de la Renta, and so many more shows. I see it a lot. I've seen it throughout the shows, so I decided to include it in here, although the Pantone did not include it in their little calculation of all the trendy colors. Alright, you guys, so I would love to see you guys comment down below which of these colors you are excited about entering into your wardrobe. Maybe some of the colors that you already have in your wardrobe. That's the main thing that I would like you guys to take away. Not to go and buy new things, but instead go ahead and check your own closet, see what you have and what you don't. I'm here also to warn you, because colors are basically the fastest thing that become untrendy. If you're building your wardrobe to stand a long time, think about your favorite color and something that you're going to wear beyond this season, or just think about more of the neutrals that will take you into other seasons too. Thank you very much for watching it to the end. I really appreciate it. Maybe please consider to like this video, and if you're not already subscribed, then subscribe, because 90% of you aren't subscribed, and it's a little bit sad for me, but it's okay. One day I'll get there. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Stay classy. Bye.